Good day, grade 9. I'm teacher Ira and I'm your math teacher. For today's lesson, our topic is all about quadratic equations. The aim goal or the objectives of these lessons are illustrate quadratic equations, solve quadratic equation by factoring, next, extracting square roots, and completing the square using a quadratic formula. So now let's define quadratic expression. A quadratic expression is an expression that consists of algebraic terms, operation symbols such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, or bracket. A quadratic equation has no equal sign. The general form of quadratic expression in one variable is ax squared plus bx plus c, where x is variable, a, b, and c are constant, and remember, a should not be equal to 0. Example of quadratic equation, we have x squared plus 10x plus 25. In quadratic equation, our exponent always 2 or raised to the power of 2.
So now, let's solve quadratic equation by extracting square roots. Given we have x squared minus 4 is equal to 0. Just copy x squared, copy. Next, transpose negative 4. Remember, when we transpose negative 4 or all numbers, the sign will change. So example, we have negative 4. If we transpose negative 4, it will change into positive 4. So we have x squared is equal to 4. To get the value of x, just put a square root to the both sides. Square root of x squared and square root of 4. Cancel the square. Copy x is equal to square root of 4 is 2. Since 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. But it is not yet done. The square root of 4 is not only positive 2. It is positive and negative 2 because 2 multiplied by 2 is equal to positive 4 and negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 is also equal to positive 4. Therefore, the answer is x is positive and negative 2. Next example, we have 2x squared minus 1 over 32 is equal to 0. Copy the first term, which is 2x squared. Next, transpose negative 1 over 32 and change the sign. So negative 1 over 32 will change into 1 over 32. Next, as you can see, there is a constant before x, which is 2. To cancel 2, multiply both sides by 1 half, since 1 half is the inverse of positive 2. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 2 over 2 x squared equal 1 times 1 is 1 over 32 times 2 is 64. Next, cancel. 2 over 2 is 1 or cancel. So just copy. We have x squared is equal to 1 over 64. Next, use square root. Square root, then square root. Cancel the squared. So we have x is equal to square root of 1 over 64 is 1 over 8. Again, it is not only positive 8, positive 1 over 8. It is positive and negative. Therefore, 2x squared minus 1 over 32 equals 0 is equal to positive and negative 1 over 8.
Now let's solve quadratic equation by factorization. We're going to solve the value of the 2x. So now let's have the first x. To get the first x, let x minus 1 be 0. X minus 1 be 0. So copy the first x. Since x minus 1 don't have any value, let's proceed to equal to 0. So it's done. The first x is equal to 0. Next, let's get the value of x minus 1. To get the value of x minus 1, let x be 0. Since x is 0, let's proceed to x minus 1 is equal to 0. Again, we need to transpose negative 1. So x now is equal to negative 1. If we transpose negative 1, it will change into positive 1. So the value of our 2x is 0 and positive 1. Second example, we have 2x multiply by x plus 1 equal to 0. So let x minus 1 be 0. So copy 2x. X plus 1 don't have any value, so proceed to equal to 0. Again, as you can see, there is a constant value before 2. To cancel 2, divide both sides by 2. So now, cancel 2 divided by 2 is 1. So x is equal to 0 divided by 2 is 0. So our first x is equal to 0. Next, let's have the second one, which is x plus 1. To get the value of x plus 1, let 2x be 0. Since 2x don't have any value, let's copy x plus 1. X plus 1 is equal to 0. Next, transpose positive 1. X is equal to
positive 1. If we transpose, it will change the sign. So it will become negative 1. Therefore, the value of x are 0 and negative 1. Next, the third example we have x minus 2 multiplied by x plus 3 is equal to 0. To get the value of x minus 2, let x plus 3 be 0. So copy x minus 2, x minus 2. Since x plus 3 is 0, proceed to equal to 0. Next, transpose negative 2, positive x is equal to negative transpose, it will be positive 2. Therefore, x is equal to positive 2. Next, to find or to get the value of x plus 3, let x minus 2 be 0. So, x plus 3, just copy x plus 3 since x minus 2 is 0. Equal to 0. Again, transpose negative 3. X is equal to negative 3. So, the value of x is positive 2 and negative 3. The shortcut method of this given is you're just going to change the sign of the two terms. Like for example, x minus 2. The negative 2 become positive 2. And the positive 3 become negative 3. You're just going to change the sign. Next, we have 2x minus 3 multiplied by 3x plus 5 is equal to 0. Let's get the value of negative 2x minus 3. To get that, let 3x plus 5 be 0. So, 3x 5 is 0. Copy 2x minus 3. 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Next, transpose negative 3. 2x is equal to positive 3. Transpose. Next, as you can see again, there is a constant value before the x. So, divide both sides by 2. Cancel. So, x now is equal to 3 over 2. If the answer is improper fraction, simplify your answer. Just divide 3 over 2. 3 divided by 2. In 3, we have only 1, 2. The remainder is 1. And just copy the denominator. So, the answer is 1 and 1/2. So, the value of 2x minus 3 is 1 and 1/2. Now, let's have the 3x plus 5. To get 3x plus 5, let 2x minus 3 be 0. So copy 3x 5 plus 5 equal to 0. Next, transpose negative or positive 5. So 3x is equal to, transpose positive 5, it will change into negative 5. Again, there is a constant before x. So divide both sides by 3. Cancel 3. X now is equal to negative 5 over 3. Since it is improper fraction, simplify your answer. 5 divided by 3, we have 1. We have 1. Then, the remainder is 2 over, copy the denominator, which is 3. Again, it is negative. So, the answer is negative 1, 2 over 3 or 2/3. So, the value of 3x plus 5 is negative 1 over negative 1 and 2/3. Now, let's solve quadratic equations by completing the square. So, given we have x squared minus 5x minus 6. Since it is square, let's put 2 parentheses and equal to 0. Then, x squared is x. X and x. Then, think of two numbers. If we multiply them, the answer is negative 6. Then, if we add them, the answer is negative 5. Let's try 6 and 1. So, if we multiply 6 and 1, the answer is positive 6. So, let's try negative 6. Negative 6 multiplied by positive 1, the answer is negative 6. Let's try to add to check if our answer is correct. Negative 6 plus 1, the answer is negative 5. Now, find the value of 2x. Since x minus 6 and x plus 1 have both same variable, which is x, and they also have constant, you're just going to change the operation or the sign of the constant. So example, we have x minus 6. X now will be positive 6. Next, x now will be negative 1. Therefore, the answers are 6 and negative 1. Let's have the second example, which is x squared plus 7x minus 8 is equal to 0. Again, parenthesis, equal to 0 since this is x. So, x and x. Again, think of two numbers. If we multiply them, the answer is negative 8. And if we add them, the answer is positive 7. Let's try 8 and positive 1. 8 multiplied by positive 1 is positive 8. So, we need to use negative. Let's try negative 8 and positive 1. Negative 8 multiplied by 1 is negative 8. But if we add them, the answer is negative 8 plus 1, the answer is negative 7. But we need to find is positive 7. So, change the operation. Let this one be addition and this one subtraction. So, let us check. 8 times negative 1 is negative 8. 8 plus negative 1, the answer is positive 7. Now, let's change the operation to get the value of x. So, x now is equal to negative 1 become positive 1. Next, x positive 8 become negative 8. So, x now is equal to positive 1 and negative 8. And that's how we solve quadratic equation. Now it's time for your drill. Get your notebook and answer the following. Solve which of the following quadratic equation by factorization. Okay. To our next live, we're going to check it all together. If you have any question, just message me on my Genio account. I think that's all for today. Goodbye, grade 9!